Hey VC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, hey, then just welcome. Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. This is Saturday, the 15th of January, 2022. First video I've had a chance to make in the new year. So welcome. Hoping you're having a great New Year so far. If you are in the projected path of this pretty big storm that we've got going on, especially if you're up in western New York, North Country as it is, hey guys, buckle down. I know you're going to get about 18 inches of snow. Hopefully it'll just kind of go by, do its thing, and then we can all get back on to normal. All right, so we're going to pick up where I left off with the Christmas video, and that was here. I had, just before Christmas, I bought a jazz collection, which also had a few little oddities thrown in there, some little Easter eggs that were kind of cool. And I showed some of the video, about 4 or 5 of the records, and I have some more to show this time around as well. So, let me start with, this is some jazz and a few oddities. And we're going to start with the oddities first, and this is the first one I have for you. It is a rock record that was made in 1978 by a band called Safam, and the album was called Encore. And the oddity about this thing is, this is a Jewish rock band out of New York in '78. Never heard of them. I haven't even spun the album yet. It's a pretty cool looking record, if nothing else. So if anybody knows anything about this band or anything regarding, if anybody ever heard any of their stuff, hey, leave me a quick comment. Let me know one way or the other. So this was one of those things that I was like, amongst, Dave Brubeck and Ella Fitzgerald and Miles and all the Chet Bakers, etc., etc., etc. I found the Dick Dale album and this as well, and there's another one I'm going to show. So that was the first album I wanted to show. It's again, it's a Jewish rock album from New York, 1978. So that's pretty interesting, right? That doesn't come across too often. Next up, Time Out by Dave Brubeck. So, I know we all have a copy of this or two or whatnot. It's a pretty common record, and a lot of, like myself, newish to jazz collectors tend to sleep on this a little bit, and it's going to tell you why this one in particular is cool and why not you might want to sleep on this one. Let's start off with what this is and what this isn't. This is a first press Dave Brubeck album. You can say it's his Time Out, Dave Brubeck, and this is how you know it's one of the early first pressing. One of the dead giveaways is that there is just Time Out, the Dave Brubeck Quartet. It does not have the word featuring, and it does not have the song titles in it as well. Give me a moment. I should have a couple of copies of this here. And of course, here we go. As you can tell, this is a later pressing. This is a early 70s pressing, but you can see it says Time Out, Take 5, the Blue Rotunda Al Turk featuring. So, why do I say don't sleep on it? Well, this album, first pressing, resells are in the $70 range, which for a Brubeck album is pretty high. I mean, it's fun. This one I was really happy to get, and not because I didn't have a first press, I actually did. But this one is a really super rare white label 6-eye promo. And it actually plays really well. The cover is good on this one as well. So this one was kind of like, wow, that's a surprisingly awesome find, right? So yeah. So anyway, when you're out hunting and you run across a Brubeck Quartet and you notice that it's a 6 eyes, is always one giveaway, but if it just says timeout, the Dave Brubeck Quartet on it, front cover, understand it's a first pressing and usually worth some money. So if they have it inexpensively or cheap, or let's say in the $10-15 range, oh guys, just jump on it, because those will sell all day long, between $50 and $70 if they're in good condition. So on to the next thing. This is the picture of Heath. Chet Baker, I keep wanting to say health. I mean, come on, seriously. Isn't that what it should say? Mm-hmm. So, Chet Baker, Art Pepper, Phil Urso. This is on Pacific Jazz Records. I may be incorrect. If I am, somebody just let me know in the comments. But this was actually released originally as the Playboys. And that album cover showed the very nice model, topless with two puppets covering her her chest, shall we say. This is a great album also. Pacific Jazz, black label, black and silver label. Played it. Sounds absolutely exquisite. You have to pardon me. I still have a little bit of congestion. This is an ongoing battle that has been going on since before Christmas. So, I mean, every now and again I sound a little nasally, so I apologize for that. Here's a really cool surf rock album, which was in this collection. And I was like, yes, thank you very much for it. It's called Surfing with the Astronauts. Again, pretty rare record. Not terribly common. This is on RCA, Master's Voice, as it were. It's a little noisy, a little poppy, but it's also rare enough where I don't care. So that was included in that purchase. This one I didn't care that the cover was completely split and taped, and Clifford Brown was a phenomenal jazz trumpeter. He passed away in an auto accident along with his wife and another couple on their way to a gig. Not a lot of releases with Cliff, but this one was amongst the stuff I had. And even though the cover's a little banged up, it's called Clifford Brown with Strings. This is EMRC. MG36005 is the cat number. You can see it's split, and then it's got, somebody taped it, and you know what though? It's still Clifford Brown. The album isn't bad. So I'm still, like over the moon about this collection that I bought. I really didn't think I was going to keep as much of it as I'm going to wind up keeping. The collection itself wasn't vast. I think it was like, what was it, 241, 51 albums in that neighborhood. Supposed to be 300, but Freddie, you and I are going to have to catch up again, because it seems like every time I buy a collection from you, it's always short about 60 albums. But that's okay, because the quality makes up for whatever lack of quantity there is. Included in this is Miles Davis, My Funny Valentine in concert. I'm sorry, My Funny Valentine, Miles Davis in concert. What is great about this is some of the things I really enjoy about record collecting is every now and again you get a little tiny peek into the person who had it before you. This one was by a gentleman named Harrison Henry. And Mr. Henry was serving in Chile, South Korea, in 1965 when he bought this record. And I do not know if it was sent to him, but it says Land of the Morning Calm, Chile, Korea, 1965. That's what the dedication is there. Mr. Henry had a few albums in this particular collection. And, it's great. I mean, it's a peek into who had it and who in their life. I mean, the guy bought these records. This record has been to Korea. It's been to Arizona because that's where one of the records was sent to, where he was doing basic training. It was purchased in South Carolina, so it was in South Carolina, and now it's in New York in my collection. And so it's really kind of a cool little world history that this record has managed to go see. This is a Columbia 2i, and I haven't played it yet. I haven't gotten around to it. But it was just so interesting and so cool that I wanted to show it, only because of the story that I just found it interesting. So I'm hoping you didn't find it too wearing on you. I'm going to show a Jimmy Smith Blue Note. This is Jimmy Smith at the organ with Lou Donaldson, Kenny Burrell, and Art Blakey on drums. This is Blue Note 1551. Yes, an original Blue Note press. Jimmy Smith is one of those musicians who, whether it's, on a guitar or at the organ or whatever instrument or the piano, I mean, or singing, he's just really a talented, super talented musician. And I love this stuff. And, it's a great shape Blue Note. It plays with moderate noise because this collection has been played. As, if nothing else, the prior record of Miles Davis shows, not only has been played, but it's been well traveled. I expected some noise. It's there, but it plays through and listenable. Maybe not quite as much on headphones, but certainly on my speakers. It just sounds great, at least to my ears. And then I'm going to conclude this particular video with a Muddy Waters album. This is Unk in da Funk, also part of this collection. This is on chess, still in the shrink, and it plays fantastic. Muddy Waters needs no introduction, no explanation. If you don't know who Muddy Waters is, why are you watching my channel? Why are you watching Out Records? Go out and go listen to Muddy Waters if you don't know who Muddy Waters is. Don't watch me. Go right now and go listen to Muddy Waters. Right now. Right now. Hey, great album. Sounds fantastic. Okay, that's it for this week. Hopefully, next week will be another video. If you like the video you did, please leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are or what your thoughts are not. What you think on the records. If you know anything about that first album I showed, the Jewish band, I'd love to hear about it. I'm going to get around to playing it sometime this weekend, I hope. But nonetheless, leave me a comment. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I try to get videos up weekly. Sometimes I succeed, more often than not I do not. But that doesn't make me try any less. So, Happy New Year once again to everybody. If you're in the storm's path, stay safe, stay inside, stay warm. It snows, it melts. and we're back to normal. Otherwise, have a super Sunday afternoon, or Sunday day, I should say. Have a great day, have a great night, have a super week. Cheers.